So here we have, if 30.0 moles of oxygen are used, how many grams of water? All right, so here's our oxygen, the 502, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put 30 moles underneath that.
Yep.
Because that's what we have. They want to know about grams of water.
So you'll put X grams in that.
Right. Because we're going from one compound to another, we're going to put a horizontal line in here. What do we always write on top of that horizontal line?
Coefficient?
The coefficients, that's right. Those are the big numbers in front. In order to use the coefficients, we have to be in what units?
Moles?
Moles is correct. We have to go from moles to moles. So is our starting number in moles? Or is it in a different unit?
It is?
It is. We're starting it with 30.0 moles. So we don't have to worry about a conversion factor for that one. Are they asking about moles?
No, they're asking about how many grams.
That's right. They're asking about how many grams, which means we need another conversion factor. As soon as you see grams, what do you always have to do?
Molar mass?
The molar mass, that's right. So we need the molar mass of H2O. So we have hydrogen and oxygen. We look at the periodic table. Hydrogen is 1.01, so we have two of them because it's H2O. And then we have one oxygen, which we can round off to 16. And that ends up being 18.02 grams is equal to 1 mole. You follow me so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be our conversion factor that we're going to end up using here.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we have all our numbers and conversion factors, what's going to be the first step? What do we put over 1?
30.0 moles of oxygen.
0.0 moles of O2 goes over 1. We have moles on top. What do we put on the bottom of the next one?
On the bottom one?
The bottom of the second line.
Would it be 5 moles O2?
Yep. Because that's the coefficient. Focus on the units first, that moles of O2. We are right here in our plan. We're going to go from moles to moles. To do that, we're going to use coefficients, which is why you went with the 5. We're going to the H2O. What's the coefficient of H2O?
4 moles.
4 moles of H2O, that's right.
Yeah, that's how far I got on this one. And then, because I know there has to be like another bracket after this, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So if we have moles of water on the top, what do we put on the bottom?
Repeat that?
If we have moles of water on the top, what do we put on the bottom down here?
The same thing.
The same thing, moles of water. Since we already used the coefficients, we're not going to use the coefficients again. Once you use the conversion factor, you're done. Don't do it again. Instead, we're right here. We're trying to get up to grams. We're going to use this molar mass. So what number goes with moles? In the molar mass?
1?
1, that's right. What is that equal to?
What do you mean?
18.02, that's right. Grams of water. So the moles of water then cancel. So just like we've always done, you only use the conversion factor once. And once you use those coefficients, you don't use them again. You only use it in this one bracket. This one fraction is the only time that you'll ever have something besides a 1 there for moles. Okay?
Yeah.
So we have 30. 4 is on top, so we're going to multiply by 4. Then we're going to divide by 5 because it's on the bottom. And then we're going to multiply by 18.02.
Okay. So 30. What the heck? Hold on. So 30 times 4 divided by 5 times 18?
Yes.
I got 33.29.
Let me double check that my math is right, because I make mistakes too.
Yeah.
So 30 times 4 divided by 5 times 18.02. I got 432.48. What did you get?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, you're good?
Yeah.
It got shortened to 432 because of significant figures. I'm not going to be overly concerned about significant figures right now, mainly because I'm just trying to make it so that we at least have a general idea on how to do this.
Okay.
I'm more worried about the process than I am about semantics. You want to do another one?
Yeah, number 7.
Okay, so number 7. If 100 grams of C3H8, where am I going to put that information?
You're going to put the 100 grams under the C3H8?
Mm-hmm.
And then X mole under 302?
Carbon dioxide. Which one's carbon dioxide?
3CO2?
CO2, that's right. That's why I had you guys review how to name stuff. Because you notice how we're putting like everything together all in one question here. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said yeah. Wait, so are we always going to use all the compounds when doing the equation?
The point where we're going to stop for our class is that you're going to have given information about one compound, they're asking about information about another.
Yeah, that's
theory.
what.
There's other ways to do it, like theoretical yield and stuff like that. I don't think I'm going to worry about that unless you're taking Chem 2 next year, because I think that would just be a bit too much online.
Okay.
All right, so we're going from C3H8 to CO2. We're changing compounds, so I'm going to draw that horizontal line. What do I always write above the horizontal line?
Mole to mole coefficient?
The coefficients. What units do we have to be in order to use those coefficients?
Mole?
Moles is right. Moles to moles. All right, so is our starting point in moles or is it in a different unit?
Motions.
I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry. It's in grams. Because it's in grams, we need to get it to moles before we can do anything else. In order to go from grams to moles, what do we have to use?
Mass again?
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm having a problem hearing you.
Do we have mass?
You need the molar mass, that's right, C3H8. So here's my carbon, here's my hydrogen. I need to figure it out. and H, we have 3 carbons and 8 hydrogens. Carbon is 12.01, and hydrogen is 0.01. What did you say, dear? We're going to add those together now. Is this what you got, 44?
Oh.
Okay, maybe this will make me hear you better. See, my husband adjusted stuff. All right. Did you get 44.11? Amelia?
Can you hear?
Amelia, are you there? I can now. Can you still see my screen? All right, so did you get 44.11 grams as your molar mass?
Do you see my camera?
I do, and you're missing a step.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's because everything.
You've jumped ahead a bit. Okay, so you forgot to add in that molar mass. Notice how it starts with grams here. Because it starts with grams, you need to be looking at the screen right now. Because it starts with grams, you have to figure out the molar mass. You can't do anything else until you figure out the molar mass. So we had to figure out the molar mass of the C3H8. That's where I got the 3 times 12.01 and 8 times 1.01 from. Do you follow me?
Yeah, I'm writing it down right now.
Okay. All right, so now that we have the molar mass, let's take a look at what we're looking for. What unit of CO2 are they looking for?
Moles?
Moles. So once we get it into moles after the coefficients, do we need to do anything else? Or are we
I don't
done?
think so.
You don't think so? That's right. You don't. All right, so we have everything we need to continue. What's the number that's going to go over 1? That's our very first fraction.
100.0 C3H8 over 1.
Grams, don't forget about your units.
Yeah, I have that.
Okay, 8 over 1. We have grams on top. What am I going to put on the bottom of the next line?
Grams C3H8 of 1 mole
You're right about grams. So what number goes with grams on the bottom?
1.
1 always goes with moles. This 44.11 will go with grams.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
That means that 1 goes on top. That way our grams can cancel out. Now that I have it in moles of C3H8, we are right here in our plan on the left-hand corner. Well, how do we get to the right-hand corner? How do I get to CO2? What do I use? What does it say on that line?
Coefficient.
Coefficient. What's the coefficient of C3H8?
1.
So 1 mole C3H8. We're going to the CO2. What's the coefficient of it?
3.
So 3 moles CO2 will be on the top. Is the moles of C3H8 now cancel out?
Yeah.
And go top of the last line what we're actually looking for. Is that what the question's asking about?
Mhm.
All right, so that means we're done and we just plug it into the calculator. So it's going to be 100 times 1 because it's on top, divided by 44.11 times 3 divided by 1.
6.8.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm going to pause the recording and give you some time to think your way through the next one. And then when we come back, I will have you lead me through. Okay?
Okay, so you want me? Okay.
All right. So how many grams of oxygen? What am I going to do with that information?
Put X grams under it.
Under the oxygen, that's right. All right, are needed to burn 5.0 moles of C3H8. What am I going to do with that information?
You're gonna put that under C3H8.
All right. We're changing compounds. We're going from C3H8 to O2. In order to do that, what word is written on top of that line?
5.0.
I'm saying that arrow I just drew. What word am I going to write above that arrow?
Oh, coefficient.
Coefficients. And what unit do the coefficients have to be in?
Mole.
So moles to moles. Now, are we starting off with moles with the C3H8?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're starting off with moles here. How about when we end? Are we ending in moles?
No.
No, they're asking about
Grams.
grams, so I had to figure out the molar mass of that.
Okay.
That means I'm going to use the periodic table, and it's 2 times 16.0.
32.
All right, that's just equal 1 mole. All right, notice I didn't incorporate that 5O2 yet. When I do the molar mass, I only look at the little numbers, not the big numbers in front. Okay, so I have all the information I need to get this done now. What goes in the very first fraction?
5.
The number in the question, the 5.00, that's right. What does that go over?
1.
Okay, only to make it into a fraction. We have moles of C3H8 on top. What do I put on the bottom of the next one?
Mole. 1 mole C3H8.
Where did you get that 1 from?
The coefficient.
Very good. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. We're going to oxygen. What's going to go on top?
Would it be 32 grams O2 or the 5 mole?
We need to use the coefficients first.
Okay.
Before we can use that 32. Because we need to get it into the moles of oxygen before we can get it to grams of oxygen. So what's the coefficient of O2?
5.
And that's where that second 5 came from.
Okay.
All right. So we have moles of oxygen on the top. That's going to go on the bottom of the next line. What number goes with moles of oxygen?
32.
That 32 goes with grams. What number always goes with moles except for the coefficient fraction?
Repeat that?
What number always goes with moles? Unless we're using coefficients.
Grams?
Number. Grams is a unit, it's not a number. 1 mole.
Okay.
All right, so what goes on the top?
The 32.
That's where the 32 comes in. So that means you have 5 times 5 times 32. What did you get when you do that?
800.
800. And it's 8.0 times 10 to the second, just for significant figures. You want to do another one? Or do you think you got this?
Yeah, I think I get it more now.
Okay, so you're good?
Yeah, I think I'm good. I'll do the last 2 on my own.
Okay, that sounds good. Let me stop this. Okay, stop